Hope you're in for an unhinged, highly stimulating, chaotic gaming video, because the algorithm didn't bring you here for nothing. Hi, my name is Tofu. I don't know if you have the same elite gamer YouTube algorithm as I do, but if you do, you've noticed that recently there's been a resurgence of Call of Duty Zombies content on YouTube, with crazy-ass speedrunners setting new world records back to back in what feels like a week. The custom Zombies community consistently making banger maps like Brick, or Draken Dredge Dingo Box, and the best one, Shiva only. And YouTubers posting COD Zombies content like it's 2010 again. The COD Zombies community is alive like it never died in the first place. So, I'm gonna throw my 57 assorted hats in the ring and join in on the fun. I thought I could post gameplay of me playing my favorite map, Origins, but to differentiate myself, let's make things difficult and do the Easter egg, using only classic gobblegums and my own version of the reverse Rainbow Perk Challenge. If you're unfamiliar with the reverse Rainbow Perk Challenge, you can only buy perks in reverse order of the rainbow. In Black Ops 3, the order I'm accustomed to is Electric Cherry, Quick Revive, Mule Kick, Speed Cola, Stamina Up, Double Tap, Juggernog, and Widow's Wine. There are a total of 9 perks on the map, but because of the game mechanics, we are capped at 8 perks without using any mega gobblegums. Normally, people don't include Deadshot Daiquiri in this challenge, which is kind of racist when you think about it, because why we gotta leave out the black perk color? So because I'm in my self-righteous 20s and I'm inclusive of all POCs, perks of color, I'm going to include Deadshot and take out Jug instead for this challenge, just because I can. So that means I gotta do this long Easter egg by myself, no mega gums, no hoes, and no Juggernog. So I'm dubbing this specific Rainbow Perk Challenge the politically correct reverse Rainbow Perk Challenge. That is a horrible title, because if you're going to do this challenge after me, why not make your social media career set to hard mode too? I attempted to record this gameplay multiple times, and when I look back on some of the recordings, it was even worse than 2015 PS4 streaming quality. I changed a bunch of settings in OBS to improve the playback quality of my footage. However, I forgot that I'm broke with an outdated PC, that low storage, and BO3 is so garbage to play on the PC. So throughout the video, you'll see that I was skipping frames a lot, and it was really choppy at certain points. So if you think this gameplay looks hard to watch, imagine playing like this. If you're still watching at this point, you're probably either AFK and have YouTube on autoplay in the background, or you actually find me entertaining for some reason. I must be doing something right. So support me in getting a better PC and upgrading my video production by leaving a like and subscribing. I'm playing this on Black Ops 3 because that's the game I've been playing a lot as of late. Base health without Jug in BO3 is 3 zombie hits, while in BO2 it's 2 zombie hits. Since I'm Asian, I have the instinctual urge to overachieve and be a model minority, so I'm adding a speed run timer for this challenge. And since it's the first run of its kind in this category, that means whatever time I end up having by the end of this run is going to be the world record. So zombie world record staff, time to get to work. You better add this category onto your website. And no abbreviating that bullshit, you're gonna write the full name, the politically correct reverse Rainbow Perk Challenge. If you're unfamiliar with the COD Zombies classic perk system, you are normally restricted to 4 perk slots, but on Origins there's a feature that allows you to access 4 additional perk slots by digging up red dig sites across the map, which give you an extra perk bottle. But in order to see and find these red dig sites, we first have to obtain the golden shovel after digging up 30 dig sites. We then need to be in zombie bud mode to see and interact with the red dig site. There's 16 red dig site spots on the map. Once we dig up 1 red dig site, we have to wait until the next round for the next one to spawn in. There's also a glitch where once you have the golden shovel, you can throw a Semtex grenade in BO2 or trip mines and Widow's Wine grenades in BO3 to reveal the red dig site without having to be in zombie bud mode. But even if a red dig site is revealed through this glitch, we still have to be in zombie bud mode for us to even interact with it. I didn't end up doing this in the run, but I'm letting y'all know so no smartass gets the credit of mentioning it in the comments. So I'll have to get a total of 4 empty perk bottles from the dig sites and buy my perks in this order. And I'll be working on getting my perks at the same time I'm completing the steps for the Easter egg. The Easter egg is tied to the regular gameplay progression of the map, with the Easter egg steps named and ordered in respect to the Vorkuta escape plan from the Black Ops 1 campaign. This 8-step program is like most multi-step programs where the hardest step is the first goddamn step. If you don't know how to do the Easter egg in 2023, just go and exercise your free will and look it up yourself. But get that Mr. Waffles get up, Sleepy Joe, because if somebody's going to pay for Milo's rent, it's gonna be us. And I don't want to make this intro 10 minutes long explaining it. I'm already halfway there. As we open up the map, turning on the generators and getting access to Pack-a-Punch, we want to be completing step 1. the early game, I want to do as much as possible before round 8 starts. By round 6 or 7, I want to have the gramophone, all generators turned on to access Pack-a-Punch, the zombie shield, the Maxis drone, and something to kill the Panzer, usually either a staff or the Boomhilda. Without Jug, if the Panzer spawns on top of you or is close enough to use its flamethrower and hit you, you will almost instantly die if you don't react fast enough. So you'll see throughout the run that I'll save a zombie at the end of the round, so I can do as many tasks as possible at the lowest round possible to secure my chances of survival later in the run. By the way, this footage for this run was recorded with theater mode, so parts that I'm picking up will be invisible on the screen. Before I leave spawn, I make sure to get a shovel, the first Maxis drone part, turn the spawn dial, turn on Gen 1, and get as many points as possible before leaving at round 3. I usually use the free double points from the reward chest on round 2 since there are more zombies than on round 1. I make my way to Gen 2, get the Ice Staff music disc, G-Strike tablet, turn the tank station dial, turn the generator on, and get the first zombie shield piece. At this point, I got lucky that the Thor robot spawned in, so I was able to get the first wind staff part. After I flipped the round, I made my way to Gen 3, turning on the generators and flipping the round, hoping to get a snow round. Luckily, next round was snowing. I spun the box once for fun and got the 48 dredge. Opened the door leading to the fire tunnel, got my first ice staff part, and the second shield part in the fire tunnel. Since I got all the parts and dig sites available in this section of the map, I made my way to No Man's Land. Since it was snowing, I prioritized getting the rest of the ice staff parts, so I got the second ice staff part tied to this section of the map in this footprint, and I also got the last zombie shield part also tied to this section of the map. Right after that, I got the black music disc, turned the excavation site dial, opened the door to church, and dug up the last ice staff part. At this point, I had enough points to open up the excavation site, but before I could open the door, I noticed a Freya robot spawned in. I saw that the right foot was lit up, so I opened the door entering the church and got my second wind staff part. After waking up from my life alert fall, I spun the gobblegum machine and got the swordflay gobblegum. During the duration of this gum, I'm able to one-hit kill zombies using the regular melee until round 7. So I use this opportunity to cleanse the G-Strike tablet, so I placed it in the holy water, turned the lightning dial next to it, and grabbed the fire music disc, and I was able to get the 20 melee kills I needed by the middle of round 6. I grabbed the mini 10 commandments, and on my way to tank station, I opened up the excavation site. After placing the Rosetta Stone in the tank station, the swordflay gobblegum ran out, so I went back to excavation to start building the ice staff. After getting the gramophone, I placed it in the ice tunnel, got the gemstone from the Twitter space, and started Gen 6. Once I finished powering Gen 6, I got the first fire staff part, and I made my way to Gen 4. I powered the generator, built the zombie shield, turned the Gen 4 dial, and I shot the plane down on my way to Gen 5. I then powered the generator, hooked up on the Gen 5 dial twice, we'll revisit that soon, and I now have access to Pack-a-Punch. I opened the staff room, built the ice staff, then went back to the Catholic Church, turned the dial on the bottom floor, and started the tank. Also, look at the zombie that climbed on just standing there. I didn't like that. I made the jump off the tank to get the first lightning staff part, but got PTSD before picking it up. Then went inside the fire tunnel, opened the portal, did the ice staff puzzle in San Jose. After, I got back on the tank, shot the first ice puzzle tombstone, and grabbed the second lightning part. Then shot the second and third tombstones, finishing the ice staff puzzle, and picked up the second fire staff part. I aligned the dials and shot the orb at the bottom of excavation, and opened the wind tunnel, collecting the wind gemstone, and placed the ice staff down in the crazy place. The plan now was to finish building both the lightning and wind staff, and finish their puzzles before starting the next round. That didn't happen. I tried to remain calm. And prayed to RNGesus that after I picked up the third lightning staff part, I could safely get the lightning gem and build the lightning staff, or hope the Odin robot spawns in and I can finish building the wind staff.
You can open the gateway to...
The prayers were answered because I went to church, and everyone knows praying and going to church is effective. Got the last part to build the wind staff, and didn't use my staff for some reason within the round. I got trapped but was able to react and use ABH in time. This was my first red screen, and oh boy, it won't be the last. I got the lightning gemstone, did the wind puzzle, and exited out through the ice tunnel. My PC wanted to test my blood pressure that day and randomly disconnected my controller. I almost died, but I reconnected my controller and used ABH again, saving me. Shot the first and second air vent, and shot the third one from this angle because this air vent doesn't want to contribute to the group project half the time I shoot it. I built the lightning staff and missed shooting the wind orb. I didn't want to flip the round at this point, so instead of expressing my own agency and killing the zombies, I stayed in this toxic relationship and let them red screw me. Failed another 2 times shooting the orb, but got it on the 4th attempt after getting the last Maxis drone part. A placed down the wind staff, then transferred the gramophone to the wind tunnel, where it will stay there for the rest of the game. My shield was about to break, so I let the zombie break it and picked up a new one. I got the lightning staff, looked for more dig sites, finished a crazy place puzzle, and flipped around. I killed the Panzer getting the last fire staff part, and then I noticed there was no light or sound indicating I completed the overworld puzzle for the lightning staff, so I double checked all the dials, skipping the one I needed to fix, and then became aware of my own incompetence 10 minutes later after seeing the Gen 5 dial. I built the Maxis drone and shot the lightning orb on the first try. I then went to the lightning tunnel before remembering I moved the gramophone to the wind tunnel. I placed the lightning staff down, built the fire staff, and I finally started to buy perks hoping to get Deadshot. And like my dad, it wasn't present when I needed it the most, so I coped with arson. Before flipping to the next round, I saved a zombie so I could dig up more dig sites and finish the crazy place puzzle for the fire staff in the next round. Since it was round 10, I hurried to Gen 2 trying to stop the Templar zombies but wasn't fast enough. I thought I killed them all on the way to Gen 3, but one was still alive, so I waited until they got to the generators to get the max ammo. The same zombie also happened to drop a zombie blood too. At this point I usually have or be close to getting the golden shovel after I finish upgrading the staffs. In this run I got it on round 10 at the same time I was in zombie blood mode. I used this opportunity to run to the closest red dig site locations, but it didn't cover much ground. However, I was able to rule out that these two locations by the tank station are clear. I then went to the church to finish the fire staff puzzle, shot the orb, picked up a new shield, placed down the fire staff, and grabbed the upgraded wind staff. I went back to the tank station thinking I can use the Templar zombies as souls for the G-Strike grenades. Sadly it didn't work and I almost died experimenting. I finally got the G-Strike grenades after backpedaling so many times and finally finished upgrading all the staffs. Step 1 of the Easter egg is finally complete. After almost 70 minutes. I then moved all the staffs back to the dig site so I can start step 2. So during step 2, I worked on finding red dig sites and filling up the 1-inch punch cell boxes as I'm waiting for the right robot to spawn and placing the staffs in each of the corresponding areas. The lightning staff for the spawn robot Thor, the wind staff for the no man's land robot Odin, the ice staff for the church robot Freya, and lastly the fire staff at the bottom of the excavation site. I got out of the crazy place and shot the 3 carriages to get the free zombie blood for the round. I looked around Gen 4 and ran back to Gen 5, and luckily I saw the first red dig site along the tank path. I now have 3 red dig sites left. Flipped around and shot the carriages again, but wasn't able to see anything this time. I filled the Gen 5 chest and switched out the ice staff for the lightning staff, and waited for the Thor robot to spawn in. While waiting, I spun the Wonder Fizz a bunch of times, getting Deadshot, Electric Sherry, and Quick Revive. I also got the golden helmet, so now I'm able to survive the robot's dirty athlete's foot. I then literally played with lightning trying to get points for Mule Kick without killing the zombie with the Electric Sherry reload and was able to get it. I bought Mule Kick down at the bottom of excavation as I was exiting the site, I got another red screen because I don't know what personal space means. 5 minutes and 94 robots later, the Thor robot finally spawned in. I then inserted my big lightning rod inside the robot's head and got the wind staff to do the same thing to the Odin robot. I got the ice staff and the Freya robot spawned in. Also, did you know you could check this robot's foot through the window? Because this zombie knew it and didn't like that. It spawned as a sprinter zombie, so I got a red screen and almost missed shooting the foot. I then placed the ice staff down and step 2 is finally done, and it took a whole 22 minutes for this step alone. But we aren't done with all the tedious shit until we finish step 3. This step is pretty tedious to do solo because to complete this step I would need to enter one of 3 robots and press the fire control link button inside the robot's head. Immediately after pressing the button I only have a short time frame to throw a G-Strike grenade at this location to break open the seal to start the next step. The only way a solo player can complete this step is when one of the feet of the Odin robot is lit up. One foot can be lit up at a time, so I can be here for upwards to 20 minutes just waiting for the opportunity to even start the step. So during this time I moved all the stats except for the ice staff back to the crazy place to save time setting up for the last step. Each time I grab a staff, I check if any of the feet from Odin were lit up. It wasn't until I finished moving all the staffs that one of the feet conveniently lit up as I was grabbing the ice staff. Also, quick tip for the Odin robot, you can't shoot any of the feet open until the robot is actually inside the boundaries of the map. Got inside the robot, I pressed the big red button, and immediately left the robot and ran over to throw the G-Strike grenade. The crater is now open, so I deployed the Maxis drone, which started step 4. The trick I did during the run is if you throw another G-Strike grenade as you're deploying the Maxis drone, the G-Strike can kill all the panzers as you're leaving the hole. In this run, the grenade killed all but one panzer, So I killed the last one, and as I was shooting at the Panzer, my PC and controller spazzed out again, and I ended up shooting the zombie, flipping the round on accident. Besides all the PC problems, step 4 is now complete, so now we can move on to step 5. This step starts immediately after you kill the last Panzer. I need to shoot down a glowing plane just like how I obtained one of the fire stat parts earlier in the run, but I can only do this while in zombie blood mode. Once that's done, we need to kill a zombie that will spawn along the perimeter of the excavation site running clockwise. I also need to be in zombie blood mode to see and kill this zombie. Since it's the start of a new round, I have the dilemma of finding this specific zombie amongst the rest of the horde running around. Shot the carriages getting the free zombie blood, and instinctively started looking around for red dig sites instead of shooting down the plane. I was able to find the plane and shoot it down, but I didn't have enough time to kill the pilot zombie, so I went and filled the chest next to the church and got speed cola. I flipped around knowing it was going to be a Templar round, so I made my way to Gen 6. I successfully challenged the extra charges to my electric bill, and proceeded to shoot the carriages and also the pilot zombie after. I wanted to find the second dig site, but didn't have enough time left in zombie mode, so I went back and finished filling up the third chest. I didn't have the 1-inch punch yet, but I still wanted to see if I can start step 6. I wanted to see if I could start the next step because I remember in BO2 you could skip painting the 1-inch punch altogether and just use a staff melee. It didn't work, so I started to fill the last chest by a Gen 4 and I got a zombie blood. And the red dig site happened to be right in front of me, so I ran over, picked up the red dig site and the empty perk bottle, and now I have 2 more of those to go before I finish getting all my perks. I finished filling up the chest. I bought stamina to fulfill my dreams of running a sub 5-minute mile, then ran to the Generator 6 reward chest and got my punch, but almost got trapped doing so. I went to start the step at the excavation site, so I stayed in the stair area that would speed up finishing the step, but I got distracted because in the next round I heard a Panzer spawning and almost died, but was able to react in time because I'm a pro gamer. I got scared and abandoned the stair strat, so I stayed next to the staff pedestals. At this point my nerves are setting in with how close I am to completing this challenge, and then the Panzer jump scared me and I shot an ice blast killing him. And then I was luckily able to save a zombie for the round and finally upgraded my Mauser since I don't need to enter the robots anymore. I shot the carriages again and the third dig site happened to spawn right in front of me. I now only have 1 dig site left. And remember when I said I could get a free double tap? Well, I fucking bought it anyway because I got short-term memory loss and brain damage. Started the next round and unfortunately Templar zombies started spawning in. I luckily got the Iron Fist tablet with the first 2 zombies of the round. I threw down a G-Strike grenade to get the tablet and make it out safely and then ran to Generator 2. Sadly, I wasn't able to get a max ammo this time, so I repowered the generator and paid the extra PG&E charges. Shot the carriages again. Zombie blood, you already know the fucking vibes. And let me tell you, the remainder of this footage is just me going through the rounds trying to find the last dig site. I checked near Gen 4, nothing. Gen 3, nothing. So I started checking all the areas in spawn thinking the last dig site's around here. So I did the high round strat and camped in the fire tunnel until a zombie either dropped the zombie blood or if it was near the end of the round. Before I start the next round, I make sure to spin for another gobblegum and run to the excavation site so that way when I do flip around, I can check if any of the carriages are on fire. If not, back to my hidey hole. Thankfully, next round, the carriages were on fire, so I got the zombie blood and checked the back of Gen 6 for that location. Sadly, nothing. On round 22, Templar zombies spawned, so I went into zombie blood. I used ABH and luckily TP'd to spawn and ran towards Gen 3. I couldn't find any red dig sites on the way to fixing the generator, so after I fixed the generator, it was back to the hidey hole. It wasn't until the next round where a zombie dropped the zombie blood and I was able to check the tank station area. I checked everywhere and nothing. Spawn was officially crossed off at this point. I thought I checked everywhere except for the stamina up location. So I got the zombie blood the next round and headed over to Gen 5. Now I jumped right here thinking this particular dig site in the tank route was visible from the top of excavation. So I zeroed out that spot and I ran to stamina up, and on the way there I saw the last dig site on the motherfucking tank route. Turns out it was further than I thought. I ran over, but I didn't have enough time to make it, so I camped in the footprint ready for the next round. As I'm waiting, I'm thinking how many times I could have checked that spot and how many times I thought I checked that spot in previous games. So I was just expecting to just shoot the carriages next round for one final time. Thankfully, because I have a strong relationship with Orange Jesus and I'm next to the church, a zombie dropped the perfect time zombie blood. 20 minutes and 7 rounds ago, I dug up my 3rd perk bottle, and now I'm digging up the last one for this challenge. After all this time, I've cried, I've whined, I've rhymed, and now I have Widow's Wine. This challenge is officially not done yet, because I still gotta finish step 7. All I gotta do now is place all the stats in the crazy place pedestals, get 100 kills to power up the portal, help at least some dad go back home to his kid, interact with the portal, and then contemplate why I did this challenge in the first place instead of signing up for therapy. I've gotten to this exact point twice, where the first run I got all the red dig sites I needed, but died in the crazy place because I needed points to buy perks and had no ammo. So this run was my best run up until this point. So you can imagine how tense it is for me at this moment. It's late into the night, my meds have worn off, my anxiety is going through the roof, my dad's not around, I've been playing for 2.5 hours without pausing, and have been needing to pee since I dug up my third perk bottle. The reason why I didn't pause is so that my game can be saved in theater mode. For some reason in this game, if you pause for a certain amount of time, probably like more than like 10 seconds or 20 seconds, theater mode won't save your game. Don't really have the specifics on why theater mode is like that. I'm not the person to ask. Go ask like Mr. Darlick JD or Noah or whatever. As I was going about the step, I had a scary red screen, panicked, and used in plain sight. I tried using my melee, but because of Widow's Wine, the zombies who were trapped in the Widow's Wine melee was body blocking me, so I just resorted to training around using my M8. One round later, and my M8 isn't doing as much damage as I'd like, and I'm low on ammo with the Boom Hilda. I trained around the zombies again on the outer edges of the area, going to one portal at a time. A max ammo drop, I got one G-Strike grenade, I could throw it to secure it, it's GG, but for some reason I just switched to my low ammo Boom Hilda and ran straight at the horde instead, experiencing the scariest red screen of my life. I thankfully popped in plain sight in time, killed one more zombie, and I did it. Step 7 complete. I threw out all of my G-Strike grenades, took out the Maxitron and interact with the portal, finishing Step 8. Here are my stats with all my kills and downs, with the final time of 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 49 seconds. 78 milliseconds if you're annoying. That's a world record, baby. Alright, Zombie World Record staff, code that shit in. Don't you dare add the name of the challenge. If you do, I'm telling Robert Bowling on you. For everyone else watching, I encourage all of you to do this challenge as well and make this an actual category. And if you make a video and don't put the politically correct reverse rainbow perk challenge in your title, I'm reporting you to Disney. In all seriousness, this challenge and making this video was really fun. Like, subscribe, check out my other stuff if you want, and thanks for watching my first full video on this channel. See you soon. You know, when I got Widow's Wine the first time on the run, the color order felt weird to me. I didn't feel good separating the black perk and the biracial POC perk, so I did the challenge again, with a time of 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 27 seconds, and 56 milliseconds if you're weird. Putting all the dark colored perks to one side just felt better. Wait, out of context, that sounded really fun.